You are probably wondering why we're here. So, while I was building the ship, and I've gotten a little bit further now, I will show that in this episode of course as well. I noticed one thing, and that is that out of all the ships that I have broken apart, there is one item that I'm gonna need to make that ship survivable in space. Oh, I think the music is still a little bit loud compared to my voice. There's one part that I still really need when I get to space. And that is I need to get the ship under pressure. So, the problem that I sort of have is that, well, I mean, there's a medical room here, of course you want to have that, but we barely had enough air vents. Out of all the items that I was looking through, like I was making like a little bit of a check to see if I could install most of the blocks by this episode, or with this episode, pardon me. But I never realized how little air vents we had at the base. And now this place has tons of them. I think that's an O2H2. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna see if we can take apart majority of this tower and take the air vents with us. And to do that, I also want to take apart the guns. Because why not? So what we're gonna do is currently I am working on grinding up most of the base and install a build and repair station. I'm not sure if I can make it, but we'll see how far we can get. Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna take apart most of the blocks in this tower. And yes, that would mean that we don't have a recharge station anymore. But I also realized something while I was coming over here. There is no tanks in this place. There's only one battery. And this battery has been on this entire time, but it is not rechargeable. So when these batteries here are out, this entire base is out of power. So yeah, that's pretty useless in my book. So we're gonna take apart this entire tower from top to bottom, and we're gonna see how far we can get.
Inventory full.
So we're gonna use this build repair station as much as we can. And what we're gonna try to do is just remove everything. I'm unsure how many parts I'm gonna need, but we'll see if we could take apart a majority of this. And we need some small steel tubes and motors. We'll pick the ammo later up, down at the bottom. Ah, here's some small steel tubes and motors. Alright, do we have enough? Nope, we need only some small steel tubes. I think those are in the connectors that are inside the base. So let's see if we can take apart those. Ooh, look, 20. That's good. Are they in here as well? Yeah. Alright, is this enough? Wow, we're missing 3. What? Because the thing is, the builder repair station also removes ammo, which is the thing that I really would want. So, dummy. There we go. So, let's see if we can get the grinder settings up and running. Then we're gonna set up the rest of this. So, let's see. We're gonna set it to grinding only. And in the grinding, we're just gonna, let's see. This is welding priority. We need grinding priority. If granted by color, the priority and release status is ignored. Okay. Can I... Can I not just set those? Priority mode on or something? I wonder. So this is the priority. The thing is, we don't want any functional blocks done. Can I remove that? Probably not. So I think we're gonna work with the color pattern again. So let's work with that. Let's pick color again. Let's get this purple done here. So we're gonna set for color. Use grind color. Let's see. Let's color this purple. Activate it and see if it works. Yep. Alright. So what we're gonna do is use a sorter. Oh wait, it's purple now. Is this heavy armor? Oh no. That's gonna be a lot of components. Okay. Well, what is the area actually? I want to check that. Show area. Okay, so we will not make it all the way upstairs. Interesting. Can I offset it? Can I offset it above? Vertical offset. Do it like this. Is that enough to reach the top? Yes. Alright. Well, we'll see how far we can get. Of course, we're missing some small steel tubes. Okay. Let's first just start with the simplest things. Let's make all the guns disappear. All these antennae can go later on as well. These decoys. We might get the laser antenna off if we can, but that's gonna take quite a bit to get that off without damaging anything. Well, yep, there we go. Alright, so what we want to do is we want to keep the inner parts as intact as possible. Oh wait, what block is that? What block is that? Is it a timer block or what is that? Ah, it's a timer block. I want an event controller. There's no event controllers in here, right? No. Any programmable blocks? Damn it. I can build timer blocks. That's not the problem. Okay. I will remove that area control soon. It's a little bit awkward to work with. Okay, so what we're gonna work with first is we're gonna make the way down a little bit more open. I think it's mostly already open because we're gonna remove as many air vents as we can. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do that first. So guns first, then we're gonna move the air vents out. And once those are all out, we will start working on the mechanism on the inside. Okay, everything is purple. Things are being grinded down. Let's just work on this. Nice. Done. So let's build a connector. There we go. Oh, damn, that's the wrong color. Okay. Let's connect this and at least have a storage area for our materials. Let's put this to pushing out, drain all. Yeah, it was already full. The ammo is taking up so much space. And those 90 large steel tubes, damn. It's quite a lot. Oh, there's some more guns here that we haven't colorized, colorized. And this one is being taken. Yep. Just so we at least have a way out of here if we want to move stuff over. We're not going to take apart this entire thing, but we want most of it taken apart at least. Then comes the hard part. We want to move as many of these air vents out of here without damaging them. I say that and I drop the first one immediately 15 stories down. Okay. We'll leave this one installed for as long as possible. Oh, that was the stairs. Okay. Sure, bro. Luckily the inside of the base is light armor blocks. That makes it a little bit easier to move stuff around. So, we're mostly interested in the medical room and the air vents. The laser antenna all the way at the top is a good secondary thing to have. But, yeah, we don't need it per se. And what might also be interesting... Oh yeah, let me remove the area. It looks like I'm in a Gmod or something. There we go. Now it looks like we just don't have just a skybox around us. Okay. Let's see how many we can remove. Luckily they can take a bit of a beating. And even if they're almost destroyed, if they just have 1 HP left, then I'm already happy. I just need to get the standard block back to ship. Like I'm playing in a multiplayer server and there's a block that I really like. But I don't have the DLC. Okay, when most of these blocks are gone. Well, the good thing is if I ever need steel blocks or metal grids, then I know where to go, but I don't think I will need all of them. Okay, this one's a little bit higher than the last one. There we go. Whoop. This is a very big tower. I think to get the components from the inside would be nice. All these conveyors might be interesting to break down. There we go, and we're back at the bottom. And that's 3. Every single of these air vents that we can remove from this tower is 1 more chamber that I can individually supply of oxygen. What is this? Am I really gonna wait for that? No, I'm not. Oh, that's the modular one. Oh, interesting. That's from the Contact DLC. Anything in it? Sure. Do I want this modular cargo container? I cannot build it, so... I already have one at base, but it looks interesting. Let's get it down quicker. Oh yeah, of course, it's not mine, so now it is. Done. Can I move it? Decent. It's an interesting looking container, and I already have a second one of these, but I kind of want to use these for an interesting design that I would be interested in to use for a space-faring miner vehicle. Because it has these small connectors on the sides on this one, but it's flat. It has less cargo capacity than the bigger ones, but I still like the shape of these better. They leave a little bit more to the imagination than just a square, just a block. Whee! Alright, there's still some guns at the top, so I guess it hasn't removed all of the guns yet. Oh, it's removing the antenna at the top there now. Oh, one of the guns is being removed, it seems. There we go. Yeah, they're all purple, so they should all be removed. And we're gonna remove this cargo goods. Yeah, we have more than enough back at home. Okay, what else are we gonna remove from this base? All the timer blocks. So they have computers. We are gonna bring back every single computer in this single place. Beautiful. I don't want to spend too much time here. Every component that I can just get from mining, I will not remove. But I am wondering if I can get the laser antenna down. That would be very interesting if I can manage that. Let's see. Okay, so it's already slightly damaged. It needs superconductors, which is a bit of a problem, but I have those back at base. 50 computers is pretty steep, but I think I can manage.
Inventory.
It's just the components are going to be a hell to move around. Alright, how much space do we still have left in our rover? Yeah, this is what I was afraid of. It's already full. I think we have to come back for it. So let's also the batteries are getting drained like crazy. Can we already remove the medical station? No, let's keep the medical station. We'll make one back trip. Maybe this episode, maybe another episode. I may even grind this thing, especially all the connectors in the middle. Let's at least bring one more air vent back. In case I ever need more, I'll just come back. And if I need another medical station, I'll just come back for that as well. Alright, let's see if I can catch this. There we go. Yep, come this way. Move, you bastard. Oh. I almost seppuku'd myself. Nope. Okay, let's just do it the old-fashioned way then. Dropping it down a flight of stairs. I'm gonna help a friend, a couple of mine, a friend of mine who are a couple, move on Friday. This is probably how it's gonna feel moving stuff up the stairs. It's gonna be a busy day. Gonna have to move for the entirety of Friday, so that's gonna be an interesting one. There we go. We don't need the batteries. I have done some extra decorations, which has taken me the majority of this day. I swear, I feel sometimes like I would want to show those parts where I'm working on materials and that sort of stuff. The only problem is that let me actually turn the auto, because it takes 1,000 watts and that will drain the batteries rather quickly. All right, the parts where I make stuff around the base are really not that interesting. The end result is pretty interesting, but do remember that certain designs that I make during, like, around the base are maybe an hour of making something, removing it, making it again, moving it. It's I like the calm nature, but I'm already doing it while I'm watching series, videos, or something like that. So I have really, I save up the interesting parts to then show that in the videos, which already says something because so far it's been still pretty eventless, but we're gonna get to that. Let's see, I think this was a vehicle with a atmospheric thruster in it that I broke down. Yep, it was. Now there's still here an aggressive thing placed. I think right around this corner somewhere. So we're gonna stick to the mountain a little bit just to make sure that we don't get shot at. Might be that thing over there. I don't know, but last time I tried to get past here, I got shot at by rockets, so I'm gonna steer clear of everything a little bit. Ah, the ship is coming over the hill. I've also been making some groundworks on trying to install a miner to mine the iron. What was it again? Iron, cobalt, and... Wow, I really lost the word for it. I know, the third one. Is it over there? Nickel. There you go. I also installed a large grid ore sensor just to make sure that I could find where it is. That is a whole lot of lag. What is happening? That was interesting. Game, please. Is it because I'm getting close to the ship and it's trying to load the entire ship in? It might be. Damn. It really doesn't like me getting closer to the ship. Holy damn. I know I haven't been here in like a 1-day cycle because I was over there, but still. Damn. Alright. Here we are. So, I already moved the vehicles last episode, so now I have to think about how to get all these components back into the ship somehow. This is going to be the mining vehicle, mining crane that we're going to use. That will be done later. I'm going to unpack this later, not by hand, because that takes way too long. So let me first take you on a tour to see what I have done around the base. And then you will understand why I needed some air vents. So, 4 air vents. That's good, that's good. So, what I've done is I have coupled some of the batteries together, just because I have an idea of where to install them, and especially now that we have 3 rows of 3 here and 3 rows of 3 here, I know where to install these now. Here's another air vent that's currently broken. Then we have here 10 small hydrogen tanks, neatly connected towards each other. Now the weight of this should be doable to move around with the hauler. We're gonna get to that. I don't know why the hauler is crooked. Okay, so I connected these because these we're going to install this episode as well. Don't mind that. This is going to be not shown. We're going to only look at this part later on. That is it for what I've connected down here, I believe. Yes, I am going to install some better windmills later, and I'm going to move the windmills from the other base over to here and make an install point for the Atlas. We're going to get to that later as well. So, welcome to the vehicle bay. So as you can see, I've still not installed the small cargo containers. I have placed a little bit more scaffolding and a little bit of where I'm going to place the floor above. I have not completely thought about how to build the floor above. So currently this is most of what we're working with. But If we stand here and look to the left, we have the eye looking at us. So I have to finish the floor here as well. I'm probably gonna make lights here as I've done here, and then put the scaffolding over it. We'll get to that later. This is what the nuclear engine, the nuclear reactor is looking like right now. I'm probably gonna flush this end part out a little bit better. Make some stairs here to get up here, but we'll get to that later. This is at least what I've done today. And then we have these little side rooms. I have been busy cooking up a lot of stuff here, but I've gone through many designs and I still don't really think this is the best one. And I don't want to close it off yet because then it's going to be harder to move or work on it. Then this is going to be the upper floor. So here we can look down. Hello, Shadow. Still we have to install some stuff here, and this is where today's episode also comes in, because you see that 3x3 square over there. I'm either gonna install the batteries that we saw, the squares, on that square, or one to the left to make it flush with the jump drive. I am unsure of that yet, but at least one thing I can be sure about is that the hydrogen tanks can be installed right over there. And I think that's what we're gonna do first. Okay, we still have some hydrogen. Oh yeah, and I made also a bit of a flush part here, just to think about how it's gonna look when we make it attached to it. There were some points here to install guns, but the problem was that they couldn't be attached to anything because this ion thruster was in the way, and there was no way to hook up the connecting wire, so to speak, the conveyor system, because there's also an ion engine on this side. And you can see one of the remaining conveyors here, but they weren't attached to anything. They should have gone through the middle part, but I thought we have so many guns on this ship already. I think we're gonna be fine. Alright. So, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna get into the Holler. Turn on all the engines. Turn on the overrides for our ship to be stable. I should have not done that. There we go. Here we go. Let's move this little tower of hydrogen tanks. Let's actually think about where the merge blocks are gonna be. That's maybe also a good one. Oh, we still have that way of purple color. Let's just make it green for now. I've also gotten these blocks. Now, I might remove these because these are from the last mod. What was that again? What had a name? This one. It is from the Fieldworks mod, but this is basically a healing station, and this is basically a small cargo. So I'm going to remove these later on and replace them for something else. They are very nice though. It just looks like the little drop-off point from that Lethal Company place. And this is just a healing station, although I don't think it heals. So it's interesting. But it does recharge your hydrogen. Okay. Weld pads. There we go. We should have 2 worth now. Just drop off this. We don't need that. And when we're gonna install it, we can place it right here. And then we are going to install it right here. There we go. I haven't actually checked what the easiest way to grab this is. Okay, it's from this side. So I should grab it like here. So I have to turn quite a bit. Yeah, that seems fine. Let's do it a little bit more. Oh. Pressing the wrong buttons over and over again. Okay, let's grab this a little bit in the middle, and I should be able to carry this with the hauler. If I can move nuclear reactors and jump drives, then there we go. Do I stay in the air, actually? Let me check. Yep, no problem. Now, I've done some painstaking effort to make all of these be upright. So all of these are in the same orientation. Took quite a bit of effort. Lots of movements with the lifter. Okay, let's do it like this. Okay. Oh, I have to move a little bit backwards. I was focusing on the wrong block. And there it is. Okay. Now, I was looking around to see if we have enough oxygen tanks to do the same thing with oxygen tanks on the other side. The only problem is that I don't think we have enough of them. I have 4 over here. Yeah, 4 over here. And that's an O2H2 that we're laying there. And we have 1 over here, so that makes 5. And I think that is it. I don't think I've found any more oxygen tanks. Not really, no. So, and I think also over here there was no extra oxygen tanks, right? So if we just install 5 of them and do something else with the remaining space. Installing more assemblers is not much of an interesting thing. And all these cryopods are going to be installed in different locations, so that's also not of a problem. Hey, look, air vents. I had more air vents here than I thought, and more reactors. We'll get to this later. This thing had a lot of nuclear reactors. How many are still on this ship? Six. Damn. Alright. We'll get to those later. We can install even more reactors then. Okay. That's good to know. Then I can install double the amount of small reactors that I wanted. I have to think about how to place the gravity reactors because they are very hard to move. But this is at least installed. And they're all repaired already. Good. And they're already connected to the system as well, because some of them they were empty and now they're a little bit recharged. Good. We at least have more than enough hydrogen on the ship right now. Then, what I think we'll do is put this one back for now. No, we'll install the batteries. So let's think about where to install the batteries. I don't know why it is lagging so much right now around the base. It has not done that today at all. Let me just check if there's anything else. Maybe it is just because I have some tabs open. Let's see if I just close some tabs, if that is already enough to fix it. Alright, what about now? It immediately hits me with a lag spike. Thank you, game. Oh, it was saving. Okay. Seems a little bit less problematic right now, but okay. What we'll work on then is... No, that's too far away. I don't care about that. I still haven't gotten anything better than a tier 1. So what I want to do is I want to install those batteries. Now let's see, we moved 10 hydrogen tanks. And these are basically the same weights. Well, basically, I say basically, but still they're pretty heavy. So what we can do is just attach all of these together. For that, let's just park the hauler back, because otherwise it's just gonna waste resources. As you can see, there's also now a white column here and a red column. The white column is used for ice drop-off, and the red column is used for ore drop-off. It's probably going to be a different color later on, but for now it's at least this. Okay. Let's use our nifty little lifter. The nifter. Grab the items, move the items, place the items. There we go. I think most of these can already be installed, really. Okay, I need some more. There's also so many components now throughout the base. So many places where you can store components. So sometimes you have to click a few times before you finally have all the components. That's these batteries connected.
Inventory full.
I know, inventory full. Wait, did I build the other block? Nope, I didn't. Okay. Let's just drop off the rest of the components, just so we don't have a full inventory at all times. We're gonna make these blocks, and then we're gonna move these blocks. These are all fully repaired batteries, so we just want as much power in this ship as possible. We really have broken apart all these batteries from other ships, so it would be a shame if we went through all the effort of getting them out of other ships and don't use them, right? Okay, let's make this a square. Then we're going to think about the system to install everything as well. So we want the Atlas over here recharging. And then we're going to move every single bit of other materials over here as well. So we're going to move the windmills. We're going to move some batteries that are still left over there. We're going to use that little subsection as the last bits to make the outer space miner. There we go. Alright. Let's colorize these. We have made them yellow before, so let's make them yellow again. Okay, where would be the interesting place to make them? Let's see, what is the good place? I want it kind of as like its own island over here, but I want one block in the middle, so I think I'm gonna install them right on here. Or I can install them right here. Because I kind of want this section here closed off from the rest. So this is eventually going to be like a glass area. just so the hangar is separated from this storage system here. And then we're gonna have like an entrance maybe right there, and maybe an entrance right here. Then we can walk over this material here. Yeah, that would be interesting. That would be interesting. And then we close off the frontal area from this area. And we can make this one area and the other side also closed off by just making 3 massive glass areas between the 2 sides. Okay, okay. And then we can make those canisters fit with the hangar. Alright, yeah, and that would mean that I think this is not airtight. No, it's not. So if I place the batteries in there, I don't know if it's gonna be fine. So I think I'm gonna place them in the exact same spots right here. Which means that I can just equip a block right here. And a block right here. Let's see, if I look at these then one should be right here. Look at all these different colored batteries. Like this one is a bit dye-colored, but this one is just one golden one from our base ship over there. We have some rusted ones from the one that was right over here. We have some black ones from the one that was over there. The one is just a large ion thruster left. Yeah. Let's do it. Yep, should be fine. Alright. Hauler time. What's the easiest way to approach this? Grab it from this way. So I have to grab it longitudinal. For this one especially. So, let's see. I installed on that side, so I have to grab it from this side. Okay, yeah, let's go. Let's activate everything again. So we want to grab it right over here. Grab it at the middle battery just to make sure that we have as much wiggle maneuvering ability as we can. Alright. There we go. Oh yeah, I found another, as you can see from the D-shaped thrusters, I found another one of those drops that had the D-shaped atmospheric thrusters. And of course I slapped it immediately on the hauler, because more sideways connections are better. More sideways connections are more better. Done. Look at these batteries. Okay, remove one of the blocks just so we have... I think I have enough materials. I picked 2 blocks, so it should be fine. The other one should be on the back left side. Okay. Then we're gonna have to make some room for the ion thruster, and we can put that in. Okay, let's get out and let's see, it's gonna be on this side, pointed this way. Oh, one sec. And the microphone's back on. I like this microphone. The place where I bought it from asked me for a review, and I think, even though I have it only for such a short amount of time, I think I am going to leave a positive review. I usually don't leave reviews for products I've only used for a short amount of time. It's like, this is going to be a little bit of a rant. I like to exercise quite a bit, and one of the things I like to buy is pre-workout shakes. It's just a little bit of caffeine, a little bit of sugar, just to make sure that I can exercise a little bit better. And there's hundreds of brands from all sorts of sides of the atmosphere, where people are just like, oh yeah, use this one, this has this flavor, use this one, oh this one has this type of amino acid in it. And it's all pretty much the same. It all does pretty much the same. As long as there's caffeine and sugar in it, I'm fine. But the taste is something that changes quite a bit. And this last one, like, I bought 2 of them. 2 large containers with pre-workout. And that's a week ago. Maybe a week and a half. And they asked me today if I could review both products. I'm just like, I mean, I exercise a lot, but that's a bit too much. Like, having 2 full boxes of 2 full boxes of pre-workout done in a week is it's quite a bit. There we go. More batteries. Let's also activate all batteries just to make sure that all of them are on. Those are all other ones. I don't think we're gonna install more batteries really. So let's call this the Pulsar batteries. Yeah. Because we see here minor rover, and some of them minor, some of them rover, and currently the other one is not connected, so this should all be just from the Pulsar. So we're gonna save this, and then we're gonna show all blocks in terminal off. And we're gonna do this for all the components that we're gonna have. So everything you see here, all these small hydrogen tanks, we're all gonna make them disappear. Wait, we can actually do that now, because there should be no hydrogen tanks that are connected to anything else. And I don't think I'm going to install more, because we have so many hydrogen tanks now. Let's just select all of them and deselect the oxygen tanks. Yeah, should be fine. Wait, is this all of them? No, it's not. So, let's see. This is just... Let's just go all the way to the bottom and then deselect the oxygens. I'm gonna save this as fuel tanks. Then we're gonna make all the blocks disappear. Okay. There we go. A little bit more. All the gyroscopes. I'm not sure if we're gonna install more, but if we are, then we'll get to it later. Wait, these are big ones or small ones? Cadet. I don't know. Those are orange, so they're not in the same grid. They're behind a connector. We'll do that once all the other ones are disconnected. We have to make groupings later on anyway. To install more components here, I think I'm really going to keep everything else that you see here for just decorative further, at least in this area. I'm gonna try to make this a nice looking area. Oh yeah, I was going to turn the batteries on. That was what I was going to do. Pulsar batteries on. 59 batteries. Are they being recharged? Fully recharged in -3 days. Sure, bro. Okay. That's the batteries at least. Do I want the same, but then with oxygen tanks on the other side? I think I do. Because we have 5, then we can just copy the same type of design on the other side. Alright, let's do that. I need the bluish color. There we go. We're gonna go for conveyor junctions. Get a little bit. Let's see, they're gonna come there. So right here. That's 2 blocks away, and here it is 1 block away. So yeah, that should be fine. So if we put it on this row, it should be done. The only question is, how am I going to install it without dying? So first off, I'm going to do what I usually do off stream, and we're going to connect 5 oxygen tanks together. For that, we don't need the hauler yet, so let's just park this one back to where it's supposed to be. Okay. The gyroscope override really messes with the turning around. I stopped turning around quite a bit ago, but somehow the overrides made me do almost a 360. Put that to fill, toggle those off, there we go. Alright, so let's get our trusty little lifter. And what we're going to do is we're going to change these oxygen tanks into a stationary system. And I think I know what I'm going to do on that side with the oxygen tanks. I have an interesting idea. So let's do that. What we're going to try to get at is... we first need 2 merge blocks, so we can at least get this done. So, let me turn the lights off in my room, because it was a little bit bright. Oh, that's the wrong one. I need the big, but for some reason it doesn't want to select the big. Can I withdraw 15 small steel tubes? We don't have small steel tubes? Are we missing that many small steel tubes? We're missing 80 small steel tubes. Well, let's put that to production then, I guess. There we go. That should be enough small steel tubes. There we go. Was that so hard? Okay. Let's grab one of them and see what the nicest looking orientation is to look at. And then we're going to put that forwards. So let's grab it from the side, pick it up, and I would really love to just read 5 times oxygen. The question is, do I want to read it from top to bottom, or do I want to read it from left to right? Because I think that's what the difference is between the front and back and left and right side. Alright, so I think it's now upside down, or is it upright? No, it's upright. So do I want to read it like this and have oxygen, oxygen? Oh, that was the time already. Damn. Why is it not playing? Hello? Why is my music not playing? Yeah, but I want the first one. My favorite playlist. I think I like this side more. Yeah, there's no other types of things to it, right? No, it's just the same on all sides. Okay, so what we're gonna do is then install it right this way. The first few are usually the hardest. Mostly because it's gonna be difficult to install this without making it fall over. Listening to this playlist always makes me think of Cyberpunk. And I love Cyberpunk as a game, but I don't know if it would be interesting to stream or play as YouTube videos. Because I am not a challenge runner in any way. Well, to be fair, I say that, but I'm not a challenge runner in combat games. I still haven't finished Elden Ring either. Mostly because it's very difficult. I didn't check what the upside, the top side text was. Wait, so there's difference? What? Oh, I put it upside down. You dolt. Alright, let me check the upside down row of buttons. Yes, see, I knew it. I knew it. Let's see. Switch it around. Is the button still on the same side, or the little lights? Okay, now it should be in the correct orientation. I think I lost my fun the last time playing Cyberpunk when I was trying to finish the DLC. I don't know, there was just a point where I just didn't feel like playing Cyberpunk anymore. There was just a point where I was just like, the believability of this is just completely out of the window. And of course the rest of the video, or the rest of the game, is also not that believable, because there's a lot of things about it that are just like, sure bro. But there was a point where I was just like, yeah. There's a bit of a suspension of disbelief that I can't get anymore. What? Oh, you dolt. You dummy. There it is. That is just a dumb. Yes. Okay, like I said, the first one are usually the hardest ones, because now I have a way to find the orientation every time. Let's see, did I do it correct? Yes. So this should be... yes. You know, you have to measure twice, cut once riddle. I'm of the I'm of the type that is measure 4 times, forget what you measured every single time, and eventually do cut it right, but with a lot of stress. There we go. Let's move this down. Right, what's top, what's bottom? This is the bottom. Is it orientated in the correct way? I have to approach it from the other side, alright? This should already be fine, I think. Just have to move over the merge block. This should be fine as well. And it's attached. Okay. Still fine. Okay, let's grab the last one. Let's see which side we're gonna install this one on. Okay, lift it up. What's the top side? This is the top side. Is it oriented in the correct way? It is if I drive backwards. Alright. And then we only have to get the golden one from the other side. That's a little bit too far down. And that should be fine. This way. Okay. This is your warning to sit better in your chair. Make sure your spine is aligned with the back of your chair and you have enough lumbar support. Plus, this is also your warning for hydration. Make sure you have enough liquid in your body. It is useful. There we go. Let's go. As you can see, I built a little bit of a bridge here. This is to make sure that even if I'm digging, I can just pass through here. Don't know why I'm driving over here, because the golden ship was behind me. It was just to show off, of course. I still have those programmable blocks that I have to install later. Okay, let's grab this last oxygen tank. Just push some of these blocks that we're probably never going to use out of the way. Luckily, oxygen tanks are very light, so there should not be an issue to reach this far forwards. Let's see. Perfect. And let's drive back. Seems like this is already the correct orientation. The only question is, which sides are the dots on? I have to make a little bit of a turn. Right? No? Do I have it upside down? I do have it upside down. You dummy. Nope. Lag. What's with the lag spikes today? Interesting. I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of broken grids in the vicinity here, so that might also be a problem. Okay, let's place the merge blocks, and I think I can even pull this into here. A decent amount. There might already be enough to attach this to each other. This should definitely be enough to attach this. Alright, let's see. Is this good enough? That's one. That's two. And there we go. So, now we just need to get this the correct colorization. Don't know what color I'm gonna use for this. Maybe like some white. I think it looks nice. Alright, so let's see. Where are we gonna attach it to the rest of the base?
Inventory full. Inventory full.
Let's see. I'm gonna have it on these 5 blocks. So if I place one facing backwards and attach it to here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, this is too far. So this is not the correct location.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
This is the correct orientation. And then I'll attach one to the sides. Let's see, do I want a specific side on that one? Nah, I don't really care. As long as they're all orientated in the correct way, I am fine. Okay, let's drop off all my components, grab what fell on the ground, and then get the hauler. And hopefully the weird glitch with the weather control will happen, and all of a sudden I can see again, because this is otherwise going to be rather difficult to move. After all this time, I still haven't figured out why and what causes that. Okay, let's activate everything, turn the tanks back on, toggle the override controls. Let's see if we can do this. So it should be somewhere here. I don't know yet how to approach it. I was about to approach it this way. Oh boy, I can see shit. Let me get out for a second. Okay, so I'm above it, but not in the way I should install it, because I think I should install it like this. So I have to approach it from here. I was sort of in the correct orientation. Okay, so I want to install it like this. Right? Or was it... No, wait. I'm thinking about the other side of the ship. I should install it like this. Okay. So for the best. The best is not crashing this thing. Gyroscopes, please do your job. They gave me a heart attack. Whole screen turning to the right. Okay. Music. Where are you? There you are. Oh, welcome. So, well, okay. Thank you, glitch. Is it even a glitch if it's just a feature? Okay, let's get this installed. Why is it pulling so far to the right? Oh, I think the merge block got damaged. I think I slammed it into it too hard. Okay, carefully move it a little bit forwards. Okay, there we go. It may have caught on fire, but at least we installed it. So what we're gonna do for the next episode specifically is I'm going to make a episode of me just decorating, just to show the slowness of it. Just in case somebody is like, I kind of want to see you do it. I don't know why, but just thinking to myself, because it takes up a lot of time, and I do like it. Like, I do enjoy it. It's just looking through the ship. What do we have? What can we do? What can we make to pop this out better? Like areas like this, it's a bit hard to think about sometimes. Then we have the lights that are in the top. We're gonna offset and make the radius bigger later, just to make sure that the floor here is completely lit up. Then we're gonna install some lights here later, just to make sure that this is lit up. So there's a lot of decorative things about this ship that I want to do. And then when the helm is finally here, which we're gonna install around here-ish, like we're gonna change this roof part here. And we're gonna install the helm here. When we're doing that, we also have to set up a whole lot of programmable blocks, because we're gonna set up a lot of different scripts. I want to experiment a little bit with installing different scripts. Let's see, where are we currently in? So we have installed some batteries. I'm gonna make these floors finished next episode. So this is gonna be a finished floor. And I'm also gonna think about how to close off that section from here and that section from here to really make this its own thing. Let's see, how much are the guns forwards? Let's see. I really need to change all these I don't think I'm gonna need all these gravitational generators. Now, I've tried moving one by hand, but the problem is that it is very difficult to move. So I think it might be better to... because it has a specific range that you can use. It has a control panel. Where is it? Here it is. So as you can see, it has a field width 150 meters in total, that I can make it go down. And I think down in the ship is going to be fine. But I want one central one, but I kind of want 3 ones. One all the way in the back. Even though most of this is closed off, but I think I have a graph generator here in the back somewhere. I thought I had one installed here. Yeah, I think it's all the way in the back. I think it's in one of the earlier episodes where the eye was looking at me. I believe that was over here. Yes. So we have one graph generator over here that is making a field, so we can use this one for the back side of the ship. Then what I also want is I want one central one. And the central one I'm gonna install probably right here. And I want maybe even up here, like right here. And I want one all the way in the front. So I think I am going to destroy every single one of these, save for one. Because I don't know, and I also set every single hydrogen tank to refuel my hydrogen. So if I just go in here, search for hydrogen tank, pop them in, I should refuel them. I should have done this a long time ago. So I'm gonna take out all of these hydrogen, or these gravitational generators. Yeah. Hurts me a little bit, because every single component or every single thing that I can't get back always feels a bit weird when you remove them. You're always just like something in your mind screaming at you like, but what if you need it? And let's just say that I don't think I'm going to build a gravity launcher anytime soon. I just want a ship to launch to the the healthy planet, so to speak, and build a life over there that's actually on a green planet. That's at least the plan. If I ever gonna start another playthrough, I will start on a green planet, because green planets have their own problems. Mostly the difference in terrain, like terrain height, is usually a big problem. There's lots of things in the green planets, especially those cliffs, that make it very difficult to get around with a rover. So we'll get to that later. Okay, we're gonna leave this one in the bottom here free.
Inventory full.
And we're gonna make this hallway a little bit different later.
Inventory full.
But that's something for another time. What I do want to do is move the large ion thruster in position.
Inventory full.
Lots of gravity components. We can make fish tanks with that. I like that fish tanks require one gravity component to make, just because you don't want your fish to just be free floating.
Full.
I wonder what happens to fish when they get into 0G. I don't think they would very much like it. I think every single sensory organ in their body would just scream that something is happening that they don't understand.
Inventory full.
I've never experienced 0G myself. I've experienced a lot of Gs when I was flying, but I've never experienced 0G. It would be probably a very life-altering sensation. Sounds interesting, though. Although, to be fair, the 2 times in my life that I've flown in a plane already was a bit of a life-altering. That moment where you start in a plane and it just feels like you're in a car that accelerates quite fast, and then all of a sudden you just go upwards, is a feeling that, yeah, I've never experienced before that day.
Inventory full. Inventory
It was an
full.
interesting one. Gravity components. I also have to be careful that if I install these two, that the graph field is the correct orientation and doesn't launch me up into the air the moment I turn them on. I do
Inventory
enjoy
full.
the idea of it, though.
Energy low.
There we go. Let's quickly refuel here. Because what we're going to do with this little hallway is we're going to install the large ion thruster here. So it's going to be difficult to probably fit it in here because it's going to be a 3 wide one. But we're going to try it anyway. I'm just removing a lot of blocks to make sure that I can do this. Okay, let's free up space with this last graph gen. No, you're coming this way. This is the thing I was talking about, that it's just annoying to move over graph gens. IRL, I know how I would move it, but it doesn't work that way in this game. Sure, far enough to the sides. We'll figure something out to move them later on. So this is gonna be a very, very difficult move. Because what I want to do is I want to put it right in between these ion thrusters. Basically flush with these blocks over here. So actually that makes it easier. If I just remove the roof. And some blocks to the side of it, I think I could fit the front facing part through. So let's see, it's a 3x4 in blueprints, so... Okay. At this point, I'm kind of happy that many of these blocks are just light armor blocks. It makes this a little bit easier of a grind. Okay. This is technically the blueprint for it, or the footprint of it. The problem is that I have to move the ship, the ship into it as well. But I think I'm just gonna put some blocks on it to make it a little bit easier. I just have to remove one of these areas here, just to make it doable. Because pixel perfect is difficult in this game. It's a little bit like in Rust when you want to place down chests. There's a bit of a technique to it, but it's so difficult. You have to like look at, you have to stand like here, crouch backwards, and then look at this tile here, and it's just difficult. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, so it's currently orientated the wrong way. So let me first catch it on this side with some blocks. Just to make sure that it is intact when it falls. There we go. Let's hope the weight is a little bit good distributed. Decent.
Energy low.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's sink this down a little bit quietly. One block down, one block down. Done. How heavy is this thing? Yeah, that's one of the heavier parts indeed. Okay, but let's try it. When we put it in, what is the easiest place to weld block it together? So it's gonna... Ugh. I think the easiest place is just have a weld block here. Right there. Okay. Well, that is right on this side. And now comes the hard part. actually flying this thing in there. I think, let's keep it at 4 blocks just to make sure. Here we go. Let's see if we can move this. Let's just remove those GPS coordinates a little bit. There we go. It's a little bit less distractions on the screen. Okay, here we go. Time for some nerve-wracking movements. Oh damn, it's not orientated correctly. I have to grab it in a different way. I have an idea. Okay. So if I build some blocks on this side to make it flip over this way. There we go. And if I now press it and grab it. Okay, now I remove the blocks. That way I will grab it straight. Yeah. Alright. Let's see if we can turn this around without crashing my entire ship. Ugh, it really doesn't like that. Well, there's the hole you have to fit in, you dumb thruster. We only need to get you in that. Yeah, this is gonna be difficult. Oh, that's it. It is done. I think that might be the last large part that we're gonna install. There we go. Let's turn everything back off. Oh, I thought I was gonna die there. Sure. We're gonna make this at the front here a little bit better, just to make sure that this is protected. And then we're gonna build the nose in such a way that the bridge is gonna be above here. I want to make a very fancy looking bridge. It's gonna be like up until this point pretty much. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a room a little bit above here. And then we're gonna make a whole bridge in this section. So we're gonna have room, 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 room. So 6 rooms up here. All with like glass domes and such. But still protected by some decorations that we're gonna build later. And then we can build the helm. So this area here, I'm gonna turn into a little bit of a more decorative spot. I'm gonna think about what blocks I want to use on this side and on this side. Now I have an idea for this side, so we'll come back to this later. For this one, I'm not too sure yet, but I will think of something. Then next episode, I'm also gonna think about how to move these gravity generators to where I need them, because I want this one to be around here, but I don't know yet how to move that. And this one we're gonna probably just reinstall somewhere here. We're gonna make all this flush and connected, just to make sure that all our hydrogen thrusters are connected. I still have to put this one in. And then we're gonna make this into an interesting little tidbit as well. That's at least most of everything I'm gonna do in the next episode. If we are not gonna install that many more ion thrusters, because do remember, we have now upwards facing ion thrusters. We have now downwards facing ion thrusters. We have back-facing ion thrusters. We have another back-facing ion thruster. We have a front-facing ion thruster on both sides. But we don't have any sideways ion thrusters. So I am also thinking about where to install like a row of ion thrusters on the sides. It's just so that if we ever run out of hydrogen, we can at least fly on ion power alone. Or if we just have to move quietly forwards or backwards, we can just use the ion thrusters. I might make a row over here. I'll think about that. But at least, if you like this episode, this was pretty much the largest install episode. Next episode, I'm gonna think about what to put on this side, and I'm gonna try to implement what I think I'm going to install on this side. We're gonna really make a big effort to see if we can close off the bottom floors. So we're gonna make the last bits of scaffolding on this side. We're gonna make some design choices on this side, and then we're really gonna see if we can tie a bow around this ship and make it a presentable little gift that we can shoot into the sky and reach our destination over there. See if we can make it all the way over to that planet. If you at least enjoyed this episode and you want to see the next episode, then leave a like and subscribe if you want to. Although if you made it to this point, you're probably already one of my 4 subscribers. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.